Welcome to the Andhra Pradesh Reimagining Public Finance Summit organized by the Government of Andhra Pradesh. I am happy to be here before you talking about the urban infrastructure financing landscape in Andhra Pradesh and how in Andhra Pradesh we are trying to bring some of the innovative models in financing the urban infrastructure requirements in the state. First of all, let me set the context. We all know that the country is growing fast and the cities are growing faster. There are various studies conducted by Niti Aayog and World Bank and all that in another 20 to 30 years, almost 60% of India will be living in the cities. And this is more important in the case of Andhra Pradesh, where already 50% of the population is living in the cities. And in next 10 to 15 years, it's going to be around 60 to 65%. And this is very, very critical because cities are going to be the growth centers for the state and the country. Cities will grow as such, and also cities will be pulling the entire economy, entire population around its catchment area also. Though people may live in the rural areas, but for the various economic activities, they will be coming to the cities. So the infrastructure burden on the cities are going to be tremendously high. We have set a vision. As part of Swarna Andhra 2047 vision, there is a chapter on how we want to transform our city. That is not just confined to the basic infrastructure in the cities alone. It has various components, including developing the cities into a digitally empowered and economically vibrant state, where the cities will have to transform as the growth engines. Now in Andhra Pradesh, we have various sectors where we are planning this. One, of course, is the state capital. You all know that Amravati, the new state capital, is going to be developed as a world-class city with the latest infrastructure. Similarly, there are a lot of other cities like Visakhapatnam, Rajahmundry, Tirupati, and also the new cities, tier 2 cities like Kurnool, Kakinada, Guntur, which are all growing very fast. So now creating infrastructure there, providing connectivity, which already the logistics session has spoken just before this. So we need a lot of things. I am not going to talk about all these things, but I will be focusing on primarily on the urban infra, which we are focusing in the urban development department. Just to give the importance of the sector. Now in the infrastructure sector alone, basically the roads, the drains, the drinking water and the sewerage and septage treatment sector alone, we require about 66,523 crores in next 2 to 3 years in Andhra Pradesh. So you can imagine what is the critical infrastructure gap that we are having and what is the demand that we are having. And this cannot be financed through the government funding. We all know that. This amount cannot be financed. So how do we finance it? We need to look at innovative models, including PPP, land value capture, viability gap funding, multilateral funding. So many aspects are there. So I'll be talking in brief about a few of them, and also how government is transforming it. So this is the breakup of what I have just now told. If you just see the roads and drain network alone, we need about 34,000 crore for bridging the gap. Similarly, in the case of water supply, though water supply was the top priority for the government when it came to power in 2024, and all the funding in last 1.5 years, we have actually channelized for the drinking water. So we already have about 20,000 crore worth of work for about 1,200 MLD of drinking water schemes going on at various stages in the state. But still there is a gap which require another 5,000 crore. And this is another very, very important neglected sector, sewerage and septage management. We all know that our cities lack sewer network, house-to-house sewer connection. Even in Visakhapatnam, you may be seeing that when you go to the beach, you can see the grey water and the black water actually flowing freely into the beaches. Now we need to do this. This is a very, very important aspect which requires another 27,000 crore plus. So all these put together. Now how are we going to do this? This requires a lot of innovative thinking, lot of innovative financing models. Now coming to some of the key policy reforms what we are planning in the state government, expanding the scope of PPP. So traditionally PPP projects work where there is a visible revenue flow in that project, like for example national highways, where the toll collection assures the contractor that he is going to get his money back. Whereas many projects in the urban area like drinking water schemes or sewerage or drain, there is no scope for collecting a user charge in the cities. And even the water charge collection, you all know that is very, very minimal. So how to do that? But we are trying to expand the scope by bringing innovative practice. Similarly, providing some financial incentives, because if the PPP as such is not from the cash flow from the project is not going to be viable, the contractor will look for some sort of an incentive from the government. Then how best we can do this? Similarly, streamlining the land allocation, because it's very, very critical for the sewer network, STPs, for the drains, roads. Unless the land is provided on time, there will be a lot of delays. Similarly, reforming the contract norms, because the existing contract norms also, if there is a delay, if there is uh, a time overrun, the contractor will actually suffer because of so many things, though we actually provide some of the incentives. Similarly, building institutional capacity, which is very, very important. Now, in Andhra Pradesh, we have 123 urban local bodies, starting from Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada. And majority of them, we all know that the urban governance is actually very weak. They don't have the capacities. They don't have the capacity to, mobilize revenue. So now we are actually bringing in a municipal shared service center with the support of Government of India. Since each one of these municipality cannot set up its own institutions, we will have a centralized PMU where we will help each urban local body in their financial structuring, in their project planning, preparing their business plan, preparing the financial viability for various projects, which is already going on. Similarly, enhancing the municipal revenue sources and the autonomy for the revenue. Now, traditionally, the revenue sources are the property tax collection in the municipalities. And there is a limit for enhancing that. Though we have brought in reforms, in last couple of years, we have brought in capital value concept in that. So the capital value has brought an increase in the revenue. But year after year, we will not be able to increase it because there will be a lot of public outcry. So now, how to do it? Now, identifying the unauthorized, under-assessed properties. Similarly, lot of vacant land which is available in the areas. Similarly, asset monetization. All the urban local bodies have a lot of land and buildings and other properties. Now, they are all lying idle. We are not able to actually capitalize on that. How best we will be able to monetize that? Similarly, land value capture. Lands which are in the municipalities and adjacent to the municipalities. Now that the Honorable Chief Minister has given direction to mobilize funds for various infra projects, with the support of the district administration, we are actually getting a lot of lands to the urban local bodies, which in turn urban local bodies can monetize. Similarly, leveraging international finance. Recently, IFC has given 560 crore loan in Visakhapatnam for the drinking water scheme. Now, there is a lot of funds available with the international financing and the domestic financing organization. But we need to prepare a viable, good project and take it before them. Now, how best we can do that? Similarly, concepts like municipal bonds, we all know that municipal bonds, green bonds, there's a lot of scope of doing. So these are some of the key policy reforms which Andhra Pradesh government is trying to bring in. And also how to support, as I have mentioned. Now, Government of India is coming out with the Urban Challenge Fund, which hopefully very soon that will be launched. There, the Government of India will be providing 25% of the total project cost, provided 50% of the project cost is financed through the market borrowing. We have already prepared a shelf of project for about 30,000 crores. Now, immediately on Government of India announcing the Urban Challenge Fund guideline, we are ready to pitch in and get maximum out of it. Similarly, state government in the last budget has earmarked about 2,000 crore for viability gap funding. Already for two waste to energy plant projects, we are already tapping almost about 200 crore of viability gap funding through this. Similarly, municipal shared service, as I have already mentioned. One more important thing in this municipal shared service is the digitization of the asset registers in the municipalities. Now, when we go to a bank, like for example, HUDCO CMD sir is here. When I go to him and tell that I want this much crore for this municipality, he will first ask me, where is your asset register? What are your liabilities? Unfortunately, as on today, we have it in some paper, some book, but that will not give confidence to the lender. Now, we have digitized. AP is one of the pioneering states. Just 2 days back, only Joint Secretary was here in Vijayawada. We have done very good work in digitizing the asset registers of all the ULB. Today, any lender coming forward, I can open up the website and show him, look, these are the assets of my municipalities. Land, buildings, other properties, everything. And CHAM is another model which we have tried, which I will be briefly mentioning also. This is something called concessioner hybrid annuity model. So in the case of hybrid annuity model, we all know that instead of making upright payment, the payment will be given to the contract over a period of time in annuity model. Now here another challenge we are facing is that in order to tap the government of India schemes, central sector schemes, state government also need to provide equal amount or more than that. For example, Amrit scheme is there. Amrit 2 scheme, we have got a project approval for about 7,000 crores. Government of India will be giving me 36%, which comes to around 2,600 crore. Whereas state government has to pitch in equal amount. 2,650 crore I have to pitch in. Unfortunately, my finance is not able to give me that money. Now, where do I bring this money from? Now, here we have gone for an innovative model. We are actually having a new model wherein concessioner, the contract, now we have restructured it in such a way that the execution period will be 2 years. During the 2-year period, this 7,000 crore worth drinking water projects will be implemented. And 10-year O&M is also added to that, which is not part of the original Amrit. So that 10-year O&M will be around 3,000 crores. So during this 10-year O&M period, I am not going to pay upfront to the contractor during the 2-year period, but my payment cycle will start only after the completion of the project from the third year to another 10 years in 40 equal annuity. I am going to repay the money with interest to him. So he is bringing in the state share also. So this is an innovative model which we are trying for the first time in the country. So these are various models. I know that this is all theoretical part which all of you sitting here will be properly knowing about this. I am not going to talk about it. Roads and drainage PPP model. Look, this again I mentioned about this model where National Highway is successfully doing it. In Vijayawada and Visakhapatnam, we are on an experiment basis. We are trying PPP annuity model for road maintenance. One of the mandate given by the Honorable Chief Minister is that there should not be any pothole in any roads in the state. Principal Secretary R&B Krishnababu sir is also here. We all know that every rain after rain, our roads get damaged. It's a big challenge. Whenever CM sir travels by road, if he sees a pothole somewhere, we will definitely get a call. Now, in the cities, this is a big challenge. Now, in two bits, two stretches in Visakhapatnam and Vijayawada, we are going to do it very soon. Already the entire structuring is done and Finance Department also has given us approval. We are going to do it. Now how are we trying to sweeten that entire thing? We will be providing some extra land along the road, bus stops, and other facilities for that contractor can actually make some money out of that, because he cannot collect toll in the municipal area, because in the municipal roads you can't collect toll. So this is a way of doing it. He can put advertisements, he can put some kiosk, and some amount, some property tax collected in that area will be escrowed into a separate account to give him confidence. That way we are going to try this. This is also again a new model which we are trying. We want to make it successful. These are, as I mentioned about this waste to energy plant. Now in the state, we are coming with 6 new waste to energy plants. 4 of them are already tendered out and we are taking the viability gap funding with state fund. For the remaining 2 waste to energy plant, we are going to tap it from the Niti Aayog's kitty of that viability gap funding. So now there are a lot of challenges. In fact, this huge critical gap is a challenge and an opportunity also for us. We all know that when we are actually facing with a challenge, we will have to think out of the box. We will have to come out with innovative models. So we are in that critical stage. We know that the time is not there. We can't wait any longer. So we are exploring all these possibilities and taking the help of various institutes, including Niti Aayog, World Bank, ADB, and other institutions, including HUDCO, and we are having regular consultation with them. We are presenting our problems, and with their support, we are bringing out a lot of innovative models. So now I'm just showing the snapshot. We already started this process in the beginning of this year. We are already in Q2. Now, significant progress has happened in this. As I mentioned to you, for the drinking water projects, about 20,000 crore funding we could already tie up. For the remaining drains, roads, and other things, we are going to do it in another couple of months. So hopefully, with all these innovative models, in next 2 to 3 years, we will be able to tap majority of this critical gap of about 66,000 crore, which we require to ensure that we have dignified living in the cities with proper drinking water supply, a tap connection to all households, 100% sewerage system, and pothole-free roads in all the cities. Uh, I look forward for interaction with various participants who have come here. I know that many representatives from the financial institutions are here. We look forward for today and tomorrow. We can have interaction with you, and we look forward to successfully implementing this. Thank you very much.